Blessings Galactic family. It's your boy Travoy, Omni, Amanashi, also known as Omnis. Okay. As you guys know, I'm an independent researcher. My expertise of study is in natural sciences. Okay, so anything that deals with the study of nature and knowledge of creation is my discipline. Okay, so one thing that I wanted to share with you guys, I wanted to talk about is independent researchers. Okay, what are your thoughts on independent research? Now, me personally, I think that independent research is dope versus mainstream science and, a lot of other mainstream teachings. You know that historically, there were some things that was taught in school that was not right and exact. Okay, as conscious Black people who are coming into knowing and coming into who we are, and with all this truth that's being revealed to us at the time, we see that there's a lot of information that has been omitted. Okay, and with that being said, I took it upon myself to become what I am now, independent researcher. Okay, just because someone is educated, or they seem to be educated, or they have credentials, they went to school, doesn't mean that these individuals are well studied. Okay, in the doctor's appointment for my little one, I asked one of the head doctors who was giving reference information to my queen about being hydrated. Okay, so she said, long story short, hydrate yourself and make sure that you keep a proper pH balance. Okay, and I went to ask this doctor about pH balance, just being me, because I'm a curious guy, as you guys can see. And so when I asked the lady the question, she was like mind boggled, like she was thrown off. But for one thing, she didn't expect somebody like me to ask that type of question. And so I go on to tell the lady, isn't it true that pH stands for potential hydrogen, and that what you're looking for in hydrating the body is the concentration of hydrogen in a substance or object? So when you say to make sure you keep a proper pH balance, what we're looking for is prominent hydrogen. Okay, the more hydrogen in a substance, okay, the more hydrated the body becomes. The chemical reaction between the biochemistry of the person and the substance, which is supposed to be hydrogen. Water is H2O, hydrogen 1, oxygen 2. Okay, pH stands for potential hydrogen, right? Now the scale ranges from 0 to 14, right? 0 being the least hydrated, right? And 14 being the highest level of hydrogen, right? Okay, so 7 is neutral, right? The midpoint. Now anything below 7 is considered to be acidic, all right? And anything that's above 7 is considered to be alkaline. Okay, now alkalinity determines the basicity versus acidity. Okay, the alkalinity pretty much deals with the electrical prominence of a substance. Okay, now these chemical elements are very important. It's very important for us to understand chemistry and how it relates to our biology, our bodies. So we all have biochemistry, right? Now, having a proper pH balance deals with a chemical sequencing process. Okay, now if you notice on the periodic table of elements, hydrogen is the very first element, right? It's atomic number 1, right? Consisting of 1 electron, 1 proton. Okay, now like I said, we understand how sequencing works. You can't get to 7, 8, 9, 10 without going 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's a sequential process. So in understanding that this individual is someone who makes, maybe 90,000 a year, okay, went to school, has credentials, for this person to not know what pH stands for is an eye opener. I learned that from studying independently. Okay, I dropped out in the ninth grade. I never went to college. Okay, and I learned way more out of school than I did in school. And that speaks volumes in itself. So it's always good to ask questions. The more that you learn, the more that you can have these types of conversations with people who are well studied, or people who are so claimed to be well studied. So we can check them, fact check them on their facts. Got to be right and exact. I felt like it was a good experience because the little one turned out to be doing just fine. Okay, 156 heartbeats per minute. Between that and 152, so that's pretty good. I think she said the typical heartbeats per minute for a developing baby is anywhere from 120 to 170 maximum. Okay, so that was pretty good. My little one, Asher Jones, he was able to use the thermometer and check his mother's temperature, so he was a little doctor, for the day, and he did his thing, what I'm saying? He represented just like his pops. And I thought it was real dope, man. So I really enjoyed the doctor's visit and the interaction. But yeah, independent research is the way to go in 2019, brothers and sisters. And you guys have the intelligence within your genetics. Okay, that's what we call common sense. Is that genetic intelligence? Okay, some people go to school; they're literal learners, but they're not logical. They're not reasonable. They don't ask questions.